is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It's Monday, August 3rd, and right now on Good Morning Indiana.
And our commitment to accountability and transparency will, I am convinced, protect good policing as much as it uncovers any abuses should they ever occur.
Today, Mayor Joe Hogsett will join IMPD Chief Randall Taylor and other community leaders to launch the department's body camera program. Working for you, we're taking a look at how the new technology will work to protect our officers and citizens.
We provided backpacks to several families, over 400 foster families, as well as families through Salvation Army and different organizations in Marion County, preparing them with the supplies they need to go back to school.
A local church is providing school supplies and more to families in need. This morning, how they are stepping up to make sure kids' needs are met both in the classroom and out.
We also have some advancements in the ER. We have lifts in our trauma rooms to help move patients. We have more decontamination areas in case there were a chemical spill.
A new emergency room is open in Johnson County. All new this morning, the details on how this multi-million-dollar investment is improving access to health care in the area.
And here at 6:02, I want to thank you for waking up early and joining our team on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey. Rafael Sanchez joining me from his Johnson County studio. Hey, Rafael.
So, Lauren, good morning to you. Welcome back. We missed you on Friday.
Thank
a new
you.
week, a new month. And you know how we often call Todd Clausen TK?
Yeah.
We need a nickname now for Alyssa Donovan. So I think for the A and the D, absolutely delightful. The person and the forecast this morning. AD.
AD, a lot of people do call me AD, so
okay.
If you want to let that catch on, that's totally okay. We're starting really nice today. Things are going to change as we head into the afternoon. 60s right now across central Indiana, 65 in Indianapolis. That's really close to our average for this time of year to start our day. Tomorrow it's going to be a lot cooler. We're going to drop about 10 degrees, and that's because of a passing cold front that's going to impact us this afternoon. I also want to show you we do have some patchy fog developing. Most of that is not really in central Indiana, really around Terre Haute and up near Lafayette towards Peru. We are seeing that visibility dropping down to just a mile of visibility in Terre Haute this morning. We also have a cluster of showers and thunderstorms moving across some of our southern counties this morning, stretching from Evansville up towards Seymour and up towards Greensburg. We are starting to see that sort of break up, but we have seen some radar indicated lightning strikes as well as some heavy downpours at times. Now, that's really all we're going to see this morning. Most of us are going to see the activity for showers and storms by later in the morning into the early afternoon hours, more likely. And just looking at some scattered showers, maybe some thunderstorms in there. Temperatures today into the mid and upper 70s.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. We are keeping a close eye on traffic this morning as you're traveling northbound on I-65 here near State Road 334. We had a semi-fire in the overnight hours in those northbound lanes. We can tell you that traffic in the area is still blocked at this time, and it looks like it's slow in the opposite direction as well. So you'll need to get off the interstate. Traffic is being diverted. We'll continue to keep you updated throughout the morning, let you know when this is all clear. This morning, 2 people are recovering after gunfire on the city's northeast side. Just before 8 o'clock Sunday night, officers were called to a home on East 34th Street between Franklin Road and North Post Road. When they arrived, they say they found 2 people with gunshot wounds. Both were awake and breathing. Officers are still investigating what led up to the shooting. No further information has been released at this time.
Lauren, here's another big developing story on this Monday. After waiting for years, the city of Indianapolis today will begin deploying body cameras for its police officers.
The mayor and police chief here, they say they're committed to this happening before the end of summer. And so our Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning with all the details. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Lauren and Rafael. So starting today, the officers are going to be getting those body cameras starting in the East District. That's their busiest district. But they say by the end of the year, all 1,100 officers should have these body cameras. The goal is to equip 10 officers per day with the cameras, meaning most everyone should have them by the end of the year. The cameras have automatic recording in instances like when an officer is within 500 feet of a dispatched run or when they're lying flat for more than 10 seconds. Many groups and individuals in the city have been calling for the cameras for some time as a way to improve police accountability. In a press conference earlier this summer, Mayor Joe Hogsett spoke about the body cameras and what he hopes it brings to Indianapolis.
It is my hope that our continued commitment to building bridges of trust with the community through our actions and our policies, and that such provide a measure of assurance for every member of our community.
Today, they are having a virtual kickoff for the new camera program at 1 o'clock to explain the details of the rollout and how they will be used department-wide. Again, those body cameras are starting today in the East District because that is the busiest district, and they plan to give each officer, 10 officers a day a camera, which means they should have every officer with the camera by mid-November. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV 6.
Kelsey, thank you. It is 6:07. A Black Lives Matter mural now adorns Indiana Avenue here in downtown Indianapolis, and this is an overhead look at the finished product. 18 artists in all worked on the mural all day Saturday. One artist for each letter, plus one for each of the hashtag on the front and the fist at the end. Each artist was given their own creative freedom to paint what they want people to feel. The mural was approved by the City County Council last month.
This morning, new cases of COVID-19 remain high across our state. The state health department says another 784 Hoosiers tested positive for the coronavirus. That's according to their latest report. 4 more deaths were also reported Sunday by the state. The Department of Health report shows that the 7-day moving average of cases appears to be flattening over the past several days. The number of ICU beds available in the state down to 37.2%.
Well, 2 Central Indiana schools are reporting positive COVID tests from members of their football team. Saturday, Warren Central High School said a member of its football team tested positive for COVID-19. And on Friday, a spokesperson for Southern Hancock Schools says that football players and families were told of a positive test from a New Pal player. New Pal had started optional summer practices on July 6th. This past Friday's optional practice was canceled just as a precaution. Southern Hancock Schools still plan to bring the school year in person starting today. The cases involving the football players brings the total number of coronavirus infections that are affecting Central Indiana schools to at least 5. Last Thursday, a student at Greenfield Central Junior High School tested positive for the virus on the very first day of the school year. The staffer at Avon High School also tested positive, though the school district says that employee had no contact with other students or staff members. And earlier last week, Indian Creek High School, that's out in Johnson County, announced that one of its team's football coaches was being isolated with COVID-19.
And new this morning, and as we speak, a new emergency room is opening up in Johnson County. This comes after a multi-million-dollar investment in improving access to health care right here in this area. This is the new emergency room at Johnson Memorial Hospital in Franklin. As it opens for its first patients, the hospital will have more rooms and new technology to handle people's critical medical needs.
We also had some advancements in the ER. We have lifts in our trauma rooms to help move patients. We have more decontamination areas in case there were a chemical spill.
The new ER was the COVID-19 unit, now moved to the 2nd floor. Since the pandemic began, Johnson Memorial treated as many as 7 COVID-19 patients at one time. The newly relocated unit has 6 isolation rooms. Lissy Miller is among the nurses on duty.
It is the real deal. Working the front lines, we have seen so many cases and how bad things can get. Luckily, our numbers are down right now, but definitely wear the mask, definitely social distance.
It has been a tough road for small hospitals weathering the COVID-19 tsunami. The virus has battered and bruised many budgets. And Johnson Memorial Hospital is among those that remain open and in stable condition.
The leadership here at this organization has always thought about staying fiscally sound, and sometimes that means not investing in all service lines. You look here, we don't have a cath lab, we don't have radiation oncology. We haven't been able to bring everything to this campus that maybe we could. We have to be fiscally sound.
The new ER will have 26 beds. The old ER only had 15. The old ER could be used for something else, and that is under review by the hospital's administration. Lauren?
Raphael, back to school looks and feels a lot different this year due to the pandemic. That's why a local church is taking extra steps to ensure that kids have the supplies and the food that they need. Mike Woods is the outreach pastor at I-Town Church. He says that he knows some families may be struggling during this time. That's why the church wanted to make sure that kids receive nutritious snacks and meals that are easily accessible to all.
Some school districts have really great lunch programming where families can come pick it up. Another thing you have to factor in, though, is there is transportation limitations. Even if the school does provide good meals, families may not be able to, according to their work schedule. Is it a single parent? Is it a multi-parent home? Is it a situation where a family member is leaning on a grandparent or an aunt or uncle or an older sibling? They may not have the access to go.
Volunteers with the church make weekly deliveries to organizations and locations throughout Marion County. If you or someone you know could benefit from this program, you can check out this story. It's on the RTV6 app or online at theindychannel.com.
So President Trump now on a mission to ban TikTok. Up next, how one company is trying to save the popular app.
Bracing for a hurricane, how coastal residents are getting ready for the big storm and the challenges they're facing amid the coronavirus pandemic. Alyssa.
And we are starting today fairly nice, but showers and storms moving in this afternoon and early evening. That will clear out for much of the rest of the week, though. Some nicer conditions midweek. I'll have the details coming up next.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The storm known as Isaias is getting ready to make landfall on the U.S., potentially as a hurricane. The storm has already clobbered the Bahamas over the weekend, and now it's off the coast of Florida. ABC's Kenneth Moten has more.
This morning, millions of people from the deep south to New England keeping a close eye on Isaias, with the storm crawling up the east coast.
The storm continued its march toward North Carolina overnight.
The storm setting its sights on the Carolinas today, packing winds up to 70 miles per hour, heavy rain and up to 4 feet of storm surge in some areas.
Disappointed and frustrated and sad.
Vacationers forced to evacuate the coast, and North Carolina's governor warning people to take extra precautions because of the coronavirus pandemic.
We know how to plan, prepare, and respond when it's over. Nothing about that has changed. But this time, we're going to have to do it with a mask on.
Video from the Bahamas shows what Isaias is leaving behind, potentially life-threatening flooding and damaging winds.
Water and waves driving onto this beach.
In North Florida, some beaches are closed today as 15-foot waves slammed the shore. Kaylee Tracy with our station in Jacksonville was there.
We've seen the wind pick up here and the waves have gotten a lot bigger.
But for some, a surfer's paradise as the storm keeps its distance from the coast for now.
You drop in on that thing, you feel like it's a tsunami behind you. All that power, the ponies just get released.
Kenneth Moten, ABC News, New York.
And we are seeing much calmer conditions in the Midwest right now. We just have a small cluster of showers and thunderstorms moving across southern counties this morning. Our better chance of seeing some showers and storms in central Indiana will be this afternoon. And we are seeing some lightning on the radar with this system, as well as some heavy downpours. This system has started to move upwards a little bit towards Seymour, moving towards Greensburg as well. So just be aware of that as you're heading out this morning. Most of us, though, starting dry this morning with some peaks of sunshine to start. We'll see more cloud coverage build in throughout the day. And then our better chance of seeing that cold front move through is going to be that early afternoon hour. That's when we're going to see the potential of some showers, possibly a thunderstorm in there as well. These thunderstorms could produce some heavy downpours, especially for areas around our southwest counties near Bloomington and Nashville. That's where we could see around 1.5 inches of rainfall at times with this system. If we do see some thunderstorms, could see some gusty winds associated with those, as well as some some lightning, so just be aware of that. Good day to get that Storm Shield app so you know what's coming your direction. By the evening, things clear out and dry out. We could see maybe a spot shower early tomorrow morning, but besides that, we are in the clear when it comes to precipitation over the next couple days. What we're going to see next is some calmer, quieter conditions and less humidity. So we have high pressure building in behind this cold front, so that cold air is going to be allowed to just settle in and dry us out. 75 Tuesday, 76 Wednesday, 78 on Thursday. So a bit below average. Usually we are in the mid 80s this time of year, so we are going to be a bit cooler. Today, starting with those temperatures in the 60s, dry start for most of us, save for those areas to extreme southern counties this morning. Spot showers and storms really kick up by the noon hour and into the early afternoon before they clear out by the evening. 78 degrees for our high today, and then we are going to drop off with those temperatures tomorrow. 75 for your Tuesday, partly sunny skies, below normal temperatures for that middle of the week forecast. We're going to stay dry. That humidity is going to be a thing of the past as that cold front has passed through. That high pressure is in control. As we head into the weekend, we are seeing those temperatures back into the 80s. Humidity returns to the forecast. We're also going to see more chances of showers and storms both Saturday and into Sunday. So enjoy that middle part of the week. We just have to get through this afternoon and evening with those scattered storms before we see some really nice conditions for our middle part of the work week.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at traffic in the I-65 lanes here near State Road 334. This is up in the Whitestown area. We had a semi-fire in the overnight hours in the northbound lanes near 334 here. And you can see that crews are still out there working this morning. So the area that this is impacting is between State Road 334 and State Road 267. Avoid that spot. You can use Indianapolis Road as a detour. In the opposite direction, southbound, looks like we have slowdowns as well. So just keep that in mind for your commute. We'll let you know when this area is all back open. Raphael?
Lauren, thank you for that. President Trump vowing to ban the popular video app known as TikTok. And now Microsoft says it's interested in buying the company to keep it running. Microsoft confirming on Sunday that it's talking with the Chinese company known as ByteDance about making a deal. Mr. Trump has said that he wants to ban the app because of national security concerns. Microsoft says if it's able to buy the app, it plans on doing a full security review and giving some economic benefits of TikTok to the U.S. government. Lauren?
And your Monday is about to get a lot better, Raphael. Details on how you can snag a free copy and a donut from Dunkin' in today's Trending 6.
I will take that donut, Lauren. Thank you so much. And actor Val Kilmer. Recently, he opened up about losing his voice to throat cancer, but that's not stopping him from doing what he loves. This Friday, Kilmer stars in the new movie Pay Dirt alongside his real-life daughter Mercedes. And coming up on Good Morning America, both dad and daughter are talking with ABC's TJ Holmes. That's right here on RTV6. And a big good morning to students and teachers in Franklin Township in Indianapolis and Southern Hancock schools as they head back to school this morning. Be careful as you see those school buses, please. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6. What a beautiful sunrise on this Monday.
Time right now is 6:23. Welcome back, Raphael. It is time to talk about what is trending at 6.
So, Lauren, do you like free stuff?
Oh, of course. Who doesn't?
Okay, well, this comes with a catch, and our photographer, Eldon Wheeler, is going to be really excited because he's a big fan of this place.
Okay.
Your Mondays are about to get a whole lot better, okay? Because Dunkin' Donuts is bringing back its popular free coffee Mondays. Now, starting today, if you're a Dunkin' Perks member, you can get a medium coffee, hot or iced, for free. You just have to buy any food item to get the deals. So there's the catch. If you're not a member, you can all, of course, sign up with the app. And to make things even sweeter, Lauren, the restaurant chain is also reviving free Donut Fridays. Those deals run through the week of August the 17th, and I believe that is the week of our birthdays, is it not, Lauren? So
it is.
Big celebration.
Oh, man.
I'm going to treat you to a free donut that week.
Oh, thank you. I'll do the same to you. All right, well, Elon Musk and his company SpaceX have made history yet again. NASA astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley, they're safely back on Earth after completing their historic 2-month journey on SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule. They splashed down Sunday off the coast of Florida. The two are the first astronauts rockets NASA has sent into orbit in 9 years, and they're the first humans ever to go there on a commercial spacecraft. Raphael, Alyssa and I were saying earlier, we can't believe it's been 2 months since they took off. It seems like it was a week ago.
I know, wow.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Mission accomplished for them. So proud of their accomplishment. And a big shout out to Metro Police Officer Terry Smith. Terry is our hometown hero on this Monday. You see, on one of the hottest days in July, Officer Smith, he stopped by and bought some bottles of Gatorade for the kids and coaches playing baseball at Christian Park. The parents and players appreciated his gesture, and they believe that he is a hometown hero. Thank you to him and to all first responders. Now time to check your forecast with our very own Alyssa Donovan. Good morning, AD.
Good morning, Raphael. We are starting a little cool this morning. Those temperatures in the 60s. As we head through the day, we are going to climb into the mid and upper 70s. So that's about 6 degrees below average for this time of year. Usually we're in the mid 80s, and we're starting mostly dry for a lot of us. We do have a thunderstorm cell that's moving around southern counties this morning, bringing us some lightning as well as some heavy downpours. But most of us will not see those thunderstorm threats until the early afternoon. That's when we could see just some showers, maybe a pop-up thunderstorm with rain, lightning, and wind all a factor. 78 for the high today. The good news is behind this system, much calmer conditions. We're going to see a streak of dry and less humid weather in the middle of our work week with those temperatures in the mid 70s.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. So let's keep with the theme of free stuff that we said we all like. Sometimes you get a freebie that you didn't expect, and that can be a little bit suspicious. So consumer reporter John Matarese looks into some of the strangest things people are getting in the mail right now, so you don't waste your money.
More and more people are receiving strange packages in the mail these days. You might have heard of some people getting a bag of seeds in the mail. Well, for others, it's a single face mask. Angela Osborne opened her mailbox the other day and found this.
I noticed this odd package with all the Chinese writing, and I looked at the sender and I thought, well, I didn't order anything from China.
But someone had sent her a single pandemic face mask.
Peeled it back away, and I realized it was a face mask. So at that point, I thought that's a little creepy.
Just think of the effort involved in shipping one face mask from China on board a ship to your local post office. Angela figured it wasn't just someone being nice.
No note, nothing. All I've got is just a faded sender's address and some tracking numbers.
The FTC calls this the brushing scam. Chinese sellers get your name and address and sometimes your Amazon profile. They then ship you cheap items to boost their ratings on either Amazon or Alibaba, the giant Chinese retailer.
Giving themselves 5-star glowing reviews, not only of the product, but of the company as well.
Last year, Michael Gallivan received dozens of unexpected items, from Christmas lights to phone cases. The senders then posted 5-star reviews in his name. The FTC says if this happens to you, change your passwords at all e-commerce sites you use, including Amazon and eBay. If it came in an Amazon box, contact Amazon customer service. Angela says she's not using the free mask, saying a friend told her.
That's super creepy. Throw that out now.
In the end, your good name is being used to boost someone's business, so change those passwords. You don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese. Good morning, Indiana.
Well, for more cost-saving tips and ideas, you can visit the money section of our website. Just go to theindychannel.com.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It's 6:30 on your Monday morning, and here's your 6:30 news feed. This morning, one person in the hospital after a car was shot at on Indianapolis' northwest side. This happened just before 1 this morning on 21st Street near Riverside Park. Police tell RTV6 2 men were inside that vehicle at the time and one was hit, but gunfire. He was taken to the hospital in serious condition.
This morning, 2 people are recovering after gunfire on the city's northeast side. Officers were called just before 8 Sunday night to a home on East 34th Street between Franklin Road and North Post Road. When they arrived, they say they found 2 people with gunshot wounds. Both were awake and breathing. Officers are still investigating what led up to the shooting.
A Madison County man has died after the boat that he was on tipped over in Henry County. Conservation officers say the crash happened around 2:30 Sunday afternoon at Westwood Park. Officers say that 61-year-old Jeff Maxwell of Anderson fell in the water along with another man when the boat overturned. The other man was able to safely get back to shore.
Black Lives Matter mural on Indiana Avenue downtown is now finished. 18 artists in all worked on the mural all day Saturday, one artist for each letter, plus one each for the hashtag on the front and the fist at the end. Each artist was given their own creative freedom to paint what they want people to feel. The mural was approved by the City County Council last month. It is 6:30. I want to thank you for joining our team here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey. Raphael, good morning to you down in Franklin.
So, Lauren, I can tell that you had a great weekend. I saw some of your Instagram pictures with baby Archie. They were absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Alyssa Donovan is filling in this morning for Todd Clausen. And really, Alyssa, what a summer surprise. I'm not ready to find my jacket or a sweater, but it was cool this weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready for that.
Yeah,
so
okay.
keep it away.
All right,
keep
well, sorry, it's going to be a little cooler this week, so I can't make any promises. It's going to be cool today, as you said, cooler than average. We're in the 60s this morning. I wanted to show you this beautiful sunrise. You can see it's a little bit hazy there, and that's because we do have just some patchy fog, a little bit of moisture hanging in the air still this morning. 60s across the area, 65 in Indianapolis, 66 in Greenwood, Bloomington, Lafayette, 68 in Muncie. So feels a little cooler this morning. Going to feel even cooler tomorrow morning. We're going to be in the 50s, so it is going to be a bit of a drop off. And there's that visibility issue I was talking about. We are seeing that patchy fog developing. We're down to just a quarter mile of visibility in Terre Haute, about 3/4 of a mile of visibility in Lafayette, and starting to see some of that fog moving into some of central Indiana, northern central Indiana. Also seeing a cluster of thunderstorms moving across southern counties this morning. Most of that activity is going to continue to push off to the east, but we have seen some radar indicated lightning as well as heavy downpours. Most of us, though, not going to see that shower and thunderstorm activity until the noon hour and into the early afternoon. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s today with those showers and storms later today. As that passes, cold air is going to settle in, and we are going to see some cooler temperatures for the rest of the week.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. We do have an update right now on a semi-fire that happened in the northbound lanes of I-65 in the overnight hours. This is the latest update. Is all southbound lanes of I-65 are closed after State Road 267 for that earlier semi-fire. They're diverting traffic on State Road 267 at this time. There's no timetable on when that road will reopen. It is creating some congestion and stop traffic, delays of up to 1 hour. So something to keep in mind, the opposite direction moving slowly as well, as people are likely looking over to see what is going on. And so keep this in mind if you're traveling through Boone County. I would avoid I-65 near the Whitestown area for this cleanup. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated. It is 6:32. Today, Metro police officers will hit the streets wearing a new piece of technology. Raphael.
And Lauren, this is a major development on this Monday. Our Kelsey Anderson is live this morning as the first wave of body cameras will be deployed in just a matter of hours. Kelsey, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Raphael. So yeah, that's right. Just in a matter of hours, those first cameras will be deployed to the East District. That's the busiest district, and they're hoping to have every officer in IMPD, all 1,100, with body cameras by the end of the year. So the goal is to equip 10 officers per day with the cameras, meaning most everyone should have cameras by the end of the year. Many groups and individuals in the city have been calling for the cameras for some time as a way to improve police accountability. In a press conference earlier this summer, IMPD Chief Randall Taylor said the program they are using has technologies that will help give them the transparency they are looking for to have with the community.
The utility has a variety of automatic recording triggers or devices that help to turn an officer's body-worn camera on so that in stressful and potentially life-threatening situations, the onus is not entirely on the officer to remember to hit record.
Today at 1 o'clock, they are having a virtual kickoff for the new camera program to explain the details of the rollout and how they will be used department-wide. So again, that's starting today in the East District. 10 officers every day should be equipped with these cameras, meaning by mid-November, all 1,100 officers should have body cameras. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV 6.
Kelsey, thank you so much. As more Central Indiana students return to class and athletics resume, more schools are now reporting COVID-19 related issues. Let's begin in Marion County here in Indianapolis, where Warren Central High School officials say a member of its football team tested positive for COVID-19. Officials say the player is following school system guidance and is isolating for 10 days. Now, this morning, school leaders have notified anyone who was in close contact with the student. Warren Central plans to reopen its schools for both in-person and virtual classes on Thursday. From Marion now to Madison County, and students at Elwood Junior Senior High School will do virtual learning this week, and this is why. As school officials say at least one staff member has tested positive for the coronavirus. This morning, the superintendent says several other staff members are in quarantine after having close contact with the infected staff member. As of now, the superintendent says the school plans to reopen on August the 10th.
Raphael, it is 6:35. Turning now to the latest on the coronavirus and its impact on Hoosier families. The Indiana State Department of Health confirming 784 new cases and 4 new deaths Sunday. That's down from the 989 cases reported on Saturday. It brings the total number of cases to nearly 68,000 since the start of the pandemic. On Sunday, 4 new coronavirus deaths were reported in Indiana. And since the pandemic began, nearly 2,800 Hoosiers have died from the virus. Health officials are still trying to figure out how to prioritize the COVID-19 vaccine, but they're hoping to have some guidelines by late next month. With the recent resurgence in the South and West and a new resurgence heading to the Midwest, some health officials are now considering geography as a priority, meaning that people in the current hotspots would get the vaccine first. Officials also want to prioritize essential workers and those who are most at risk for severe infection.
So big changes expected to impact thousands of drivers who rely on the North Split. New this morning, how you can get a preview of the changes later today.
And more than 8 months after her daughter was shot and killed, a mother is on a mission. After the break, her effort to find her daughter's killer. We'll have more news, weather, and traffic coming right up here on Good Morning Indiana. Stay with us. Welcome back. It is 6:39 on your Monday. The I-65, I-70 North Split here in downtown Indianapolis has seen its fair share of crashes, and it's also often blamed on its design. Now, the Indiana Department of Transportation officials are working to try and fix the North Split. You can hear the details of a project at a meeting that's set for tonight. 2 presentations are scheduled, one at 4:30, another at 6 o'clock. Both will be held at the Ivy Tech Culinary and Conference Center that's on Meridian Street here. Some construction on the project could start later this year and last through 2020. And this morning, a mother is calling on the community to get help and justice for her daughter who was shot and killed right here in Indianapolis. Alexis Edwards was killed back on December 29th outside of her own home near West 52nd Street and Georgetown Road. That's why Ruby Berry spent this weekend putting out yard signs near West 38th Street and Lafayette Road. A $2,000 reward is being offered for any information that leads to an arrest. But it's been more than 8 months, and so far, no arrests have been made.
Every day I wake up, I feel like all over again, the nightmare, it's like you can't breathe, you're empty inside. And knowing that the people that ambushed my daughter, they killed her, they shot her down like an animal. And they also shot my grandson, which was 3 years, he was 3 years old at the time. It's hurtful. It's hurtful to look at my 2 grandchildren and they're hurting.
Barry says that IMPD detectives are still actively working on this case, but she wants anyone with any information to please come forward so the family can get some closure. You can call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS with any information.
Lauren, a local organization is using music to give a voice to the people that they say are often unheard. The Pulse Project in Indianapolis is a drumming initiative focusing on community, culture, as well as social justice. For the next 2, the organization is performing an interactive rhythm session called Seen and Not Heard. We've talked to the owner, who says drums are being used to be the voices of those who are underserved and live in vulnerable communities.
We are presenting Seen and Not Heard, which is centering voices that are often unheard. Black, Indigenous, people of color across the city in predominantly white neighborhoods where oftentimes they're ignored, voices aren't heard, or just simply shut out. And so we're using our drums to represent those voices right now.
The group will be back the next 2 Sundays for the Seen and Not Heard session at 4 p.m. at the Emerson Theater on East 10th Street.
Well, a second round of stimulus checks, are they on their way? After the break, the negotiations taking place this week that could help land some extra cash in your bank account.
Plus, a local university calling off an annual fall tradition. Up next, the reason ISU officials are calling off homecoming. But first, let's check in with Alyssa Donovan, who's tracking the potential for some storms this afternoon. And Alyssa, it's hard to believe that because as I look outside my living room window, it's beautiful outside.
Yeah, it looks nice right now, right? And we are going to stay nice for the first half of the day. Our chance of those showers and storms move in later today. 78 degrees for our high. Much cooler air comes in to the forecast tomorrow and midweek. I'll have those details coming up in just a few minutes. You're watching Good Morning Indiana. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Want to remind you about a traffic alert we're monitoring right now in Boone County. If you're driving northbound and southbound on I-65, this will impact you in the area between State Road 267 and State Road 334, where we're looking now. We had a semi-fire in the northbound lanes in the overnight hours, but right now the latest update we're getting is that all southbound lanes of 65 are closed after State Road 267. State Road 267 is where they're diverting traffic off the interstate. There's no timetable yet on when all of this will be back open. You can take State Road 267 southbound to I-74, get back on the interstate and use that to reroute this morning. And give yourself some extra time though, because we do have a lot of delays in that area, and of course we'll keep you updated. It is 6:46. Next month's Republican National Convention in Charlotte, North Carolina will be closed to the press. A convention spokesperson says that's to help with social distancing and capacity restrictions. Not even all the delegates will be able to cast votes in person. Another Republican told CNN that parts of the convention will be live streamed. It includes the planned formal nomination of President Donald Trump as the party's candidate for president. Well, as we launch into a brand new week, the big topic in homes and businesses all across the country, Raphael, is whether or not the stimulus bill is going to get passed.
As Scripps reporter Joe St. George explains, Republicans and Democrats, they worked through the weekend in hopes of getting to a deal. But as you know, politics remains messy on Capitol Hill.
Well, if you're waking up on this Monday morning and wondering why has Congress not given you another stimulus check yet, it's easy to be confused. After all, on paper, another stimulus check should already be in your bank account. After all, President Trump wants another stimulus check. Democratic Speaker Nancy Pelosi wants another check. So does Republican Senate Leader Mitch McConnell. But remember, those three aren't dictators. Many conservatives in Congress believe the country shouldn't spend money it doesn't have. Meanwhile, some progressives believe more money should be spent to help those out of work. Congress is technically supposed to go on a month-long recess beginning next week, but my sources on Capitol Hill tell me that will be canceled if lawmakers think they can get a deal done. Oh, by the way, the presidential election could generate major news this week. Joe Biden could select his running mate. All of these women are rumored to be on the short list. Biden has committed to picking a female for the number 2 spot. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
So, did you watch the game? It was really exciting. Over the weekend, you may have noticed that the name TJ Warren, trending on social media. And here's why. It was a good game. The Pacers opening the NBA's restart against the 76ers down at the Bubble in Orlando on Saturday. Now, Warren, who had never scored more than 40 in his 6-year career, putting up 53 against the Sixers. Warren also becomes the 4th player in Pacers history to have a 50-point game. Pacers went on to win 127-121. Go Pacers. The blue and gold will play again this afternoon against the Wizards at 4 o'clock down in Orlando. Lauren?
Raphael, this morning a local university is canceling a fall tradition due to concerns surrounding the coronavirus. Officials at Indiana State University out in Terre Haute say they are canceling homecoming activities. The canceled events include the annual tricycle race, homecoming parade, and tent city. Although the events surrounding the big game are canceled, the game against Missouri State is still scheduled for October 24th. It is 6:48. Let's get a check of today's forecast. A cooler morning here across central Indiana. Alyssa.
That's right. And you can see on our weather now, Cam, a little bit of a hazy start as well. We have a pretty nice sunrise going. There's some peaks of sunshine out there to start our day, and then we are going to see a lot of that go away as we head through the day because we have storms returning to the forecast. We're starting with pleasant conditions this morning, and then we will have more pleasant conditions by midweek. But between that, we have those storms returning. Most likely this afternoon and early evening is when we'll see those in central Indiana. We do have a cluster of storms moving across southern counties this morning, but a lot of that is going to continue to move eastward. Rain chances will return by the weekend, so we're going to see a pleasant middle of the week before we start to see more rain in the forecast. Visibility down across western counties this morning, right around Lafayette and Terre Haute. That's where we're seeing some dense fog building into the area just because of that moisture that's hanging in the air. We've seen some of that tracking into central Indiana a little bit, so just be aware of that if you're heading to the western portion of the state this morning. You might run into some dense fog that you'll need to have your brights on for, or your low beams rather. And as we head through the morning, we also have that track of a few clusters of storms moving across southern counties this morning. That's just to the south of Bloomington and moving into Seymour. Now, we have seen some radar indicated lightning with this system, as well as that red is heavy downpours at times. So we do have those thunderstorms right now. A lot of that is continuing to push to the north and east, so we could see some of those into Greensburg. Can't rule out maybe a quick shower in Bloomington and Seymour. Likely this system, though, is going to steer clear of central Indiana. Of course, can't rule out maybe a quick shower for some of those south central counties, but most of our activity is going to happen this afternoon. So we're starting with some peaks of sunshine this morning. It might look really nice at your house when you walk outside today. Feels nice too because those temperatures a little bit cooler, and then we are going to see those chances of showers ramp up this afternoon, and more likely we'll see mostly showers with this, with just the possibility of a thunderstorm or two in there at times this afternoon. Areas that do see thunderstorms likely will just see some heavy downpours, possibly some lightning and gusty winds. Our heaviest downpours are expected around those southwest counties where that system is tracking in from. We could see around 1.5 inches of rainfall there. The rest of us, just some spotty scattered showers and maybe a thunderstorm throughout the day, but that will clear out by the evening as we see that sunset. Behind that, much cooler and drier, less humid air is tracking in. We're going to have a really nice week as we get through today and into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Temperatures will be into the 70s with mostly sunny conditions for a lot of the week. That humidity will be down as well. That's because high pressure is building in. That cold front is moving through today. That's going to help seal in some nicer conditions for our week. Our next chance of showers and storms comes in over the weekend.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at our traffic camera. This is I-65 and 21st Street here near the downtown area, but just a little north of downtown. We did just get a report of a crash this morning in the northbound lane. Not sure if it's this vehicle you're seeing right in the center of your screen that's pulled off into the shoulder, but just something to keep in mind if you're traveling through the area. It looks like everything's still traveling up to speed. Of course, we'll continue to keep our eyes on your roads.
Actor Val Kilmer recently opening up about losing his voice to throat cancer, but that's not stopping him from doing what he loves. On Friday, Kilmer stars in the new movie Pay Dirt along his real-life daughter Mercedes. Coming up on Good Morning America, both dad and daughter talking about the new movie with GMA. That's coming up right here on RTV6.
And a teenager from Pennsylvania could be the country's hottest golfer. Her inspirational story is coming up just after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. A young Pennsylvania golfer who has never, ever hit a hole-in-one could be the most famous golfer in the country right now. And here's why. This is Kendall Kem, who you see here swinging a club for the first time in 6 years. The 16-year-old lost the use of her left hand after she had a stroke back in 2014. Now, last week, she went to the driving range to whack some balls around for the first time since then. This video was taken by her mom and, of course, went viral immediately. Pro golfer Nick Faldo even reached out with some tips for her. Kem's mother says all the attention has piqued her daughter's interest in learning more about the game. She is definitely an inspiration, and all the best luck to Kendall.
And a big congratulations, Raphael, are in order for retired Colts punter Pat McAfee. According to several social media posts, he married his longtime girlfriend Samantha on Saturday. McAfee also mentioned his wedding in a Friday edition of his podcast, The Pat McAfee Show 2.0. Congratulations to the newlyweds. Oh, and Raphael, do you have some
flowers? We were not invited, but yeah, well, you know, I think this is part of their bouquet. No, I'm kidding, but as a wedding gift to the McAfees, congratulations.
Oh, I thought those were for me.
Alyssa's like,
I was like, woo!
They can be for you,
well, you
too.
both are rays of sunshine, but these are for the McAfees. I'll get you your own flowers tomorrow.
Okay, okay. Well, this is going to be a good day for some flowers because we are going to get some showers throughout our day, so good for your gardens for sure. We do have a little bit of patchy fog developing for western counties this morning. Besides that, a lot of us are starting with some sunshine. Scattered storms, though, this afternoon with showers, 78 for our high. Much nicer midweek with those temperatures in the 70s with sunshine.
All right, Alyssa, thanks. We're back here in 25 minutes and all throughout Good Morning America. Join us here.